What is up, YouTube? It is Prod RYRY coming back with another YouTube tutorial, and for this week's tutorial I'm going to be breaking down how I make low bean chill type melodies. So if that interests you and you use Logic Pro X, make sure that you stay till the end of the video because I'm going to be giving away some sauce. Alright, without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so starting out, I have already, in preparation for this video, I went through and I extracted the vocals of the sample that I'm using. And if you want a website for this, I highly recommend, you have to pay for minutes, but I recommend checking out lalal.ai. It's probably the best at doing what it does. And so in preparation for the video, I extracted the vocals and I set up buses for effects, and I selected the instruments that I'm going to be using. So with that being out of the way, let me show you the sample that we're working with.
I just wanna rewind. I haven't seen you in a long time. You got me feeling so lonely. Even when you come through, I can tell that it isn't you. So baby, bring it in closely.
Alright, so you can tell we're already off to a vibe. We're off to quite a good start. So first up, for the vocal, I already went through, I've done a video on this particular topic about how I mix my vocals and everything. If you want that video, I'll drop that down in the description. But I've already gone through and mixed it, so you heard the original sample. I'll play the raw vocal and then play it with all the effects that I added on. So let me play that.
I just wanna rewind. I haven't seen you in a long time. You got me feeling so lonely.
So that's why I recommend this specific website that's like flawlessly taking out the vocals. Then we have added all the effects onto it. It kind of gives it more of that sample vibe, making it seem like more of a background element as opposed to something that's up in the forefront. Up next, we have the piano. I'm using Keyscape. You can use any stock Logic piano as long as it, sounds like a piano. So for this song, for the chord progression, it starts out on F sharp minor, but then let's see. For the chords, if you look them up online, they're generally there, but if they're not, you can just kind of find the root note of each individual chord, or find a note in the chord and kind of build off of that. If you find the triad, you can kind of just mess around with it and invert them, which is what I did by shifting them up, and the bottom notes up an octave, just kind of doing that until it sounds good, pretty much. Boom. And then we got, let's see. Okay. Boom. Okay. Boom. Okay, perfect. So we can just take that, repeat that over, and once you have the chords, you can go through and adjust the way that they are in terms of the placement and the velocities. And for my chords, I usually strum them out like this. So it's the bottom one hits first, then the top one, and then the middle one. And so it sounds like this. Perfect. And then for the velocities, I'll usually have the bottom one hitting the highest, and then kind of just go mess around, keep them pretty close, usually like 100 to like around 90. That's kind of giving me the most realistic piano sound. But now that I've kind of explained that, I'm going to just go through and do it all on off camera, so I will be back in a second. Give me 1 minute. All right, so coming back, I adjusted the velocities. I brought them down a little bit. And yeah, you can see I just kind of strum them out. Another common pattern for strumming is just starting the bottom, bringing the middle, and bringing the top. But let me show you the progression that we're working with and how it sounds. Alright, so up next, we're going to do the top melody. And for the top melody, you want to definitely be paying attention to where the notes are in the chord, what notes are hitting, what notes just kind of, it's all about hearing the melody, but you also want to keep note of the sound of the next chord for making sure that the notes in the melody are staying in kind of the notes of the chord, if that makes sense. All right, so starting off with the melody, you just kind of got to get a feel for it, like. Okay, so to start off, you can just make the kind of like 16th or 8th notes. 16th would be this, or 8th note. Just kind of get the feel for the melody. Just to get the basis. Once you get those down, you can kind of go in and mess with them. But yeah, let me. Okay, after you have just the basic, I'm just gonna go through and do the rest of the melody on my own, but I'm gonna show you some tricks that you can do before I go and do this on my own. But if you want to spice up your melody, of course you can adjust the velocities, but you can also add things like ghost notes, which are, they are little notes that are hitting at a really, really low velocity. It's just kind of, if you were on the keyboard, just gliding your fingers, and they just kind of sway into the next note, and you usually want these hitting with one semitone or two semitones in between, depending on what it stays in key. So you know what I mean, just kind of adds like a little more authenticity to it. All right, so we're going to now that I have kind of given you little tools, showing you that you can do the ghost notes, adjust the velocity and the placement, I'm going to go through and do that all on my own off camera right now. All right, so I just went through, I did this little top melody right here, and let me play you back what it sounds like, the final result. All right, there we go. Up next, I have a piano from Expand. I don't think it's entirely necessary, so I'm just going to skip that. Then I'm coming over to this sub bass, and for the sub bass, we're just going to kind of follow the chords. I'm going to branch off a little bit because I'm going to branch off a little bit so that it doesn't sound super repetitive, because it technically goes, I believe, G sharp major and G sharp minor. So if I followed the chord progression entirely, it would be hitting G sharp twice. It's already kind of a repetitive melody, so I'm going to do, what's the bottom note in this? I believe, yeah, it's C. So we're just going to follow the root notes, except for this one. And that's just to fill up those low end frequencies. The other thing that we could do to spice this up, we could add a vocal chop. And for this, again, you kind of just want to hear in the vocal something that you can kind of work with and adds just a little extra element into the sample, because there's only 3 things to cycle in and out, so it might leave the beat being a little bit repetitive. So let's listen to it and see if we can find anything. So instantly off the bat, I just want to rewind. If we where is it? I just want boom. So we got I Just Wanna Rewind. So rewind. Let's see. I'm hearing it like I just wanna rewind. Rewind. So lonely. So let me see. There we go. Just like that. Perfect. Oh shit. It'll be here, I think. I don't know if you hear this, but I hear something crazy. Hold up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait, it's like... Let me see if I can get this. No, it's not right there. Hold up. I'm here. Even when you come through, I just want to rewind, rewind. I'm so lonely. Rewind. And then just take this part, I think. That should be it. Boom. There we go. So that adds a little bit of variation into the melody. So now we've gone through kind of breaking everything down a little bit. If you want further help on any of the elements in this video, let me know down in the comments. I'll make sure to get to that. But let's have a listen to the final result. You heard the beginning sample. Now let's see what we flip that into. Man, that is hard. That is so hard. Oh my god. Alright guys, thank you so much for checking this tutorial out. If this has helped you in any way, please make sure you drop a like, a comment, or subscribe to the channel. It would help me out tremendously. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, again, let me know down in those comments. With that being said, I will catch y'all in next week's tutorial.